That was so nice. That would wake me out right out of a coma. How about another? Just one more, okay? That's really soulful, Jon Vaughn. So beautiful. I think you really found your niche with the healing and the relaxation. And now we're going to have another PSA, and we'll come back and talk to Jon Vaughn a little bit more. Thank you so much. It sounded so beautiful. Come on, have a seat.
Hello, little prince. Mother, what we gonna do today?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
How do you convince a 14-year-old girl that hair doesn't matter? When the diagnosis is childhood cancer, where can parents turn? CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. you're not as alone as you feel.
Hi, we're back with Jon Vaughn. Hey, John, it really sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
I think it's perfect for that market.
Thank you.
Tell us about how you first came to Hollywood. I think that's a great story.
Yeah, from Aiken, South Carolina,
Okay.
a very small little town in South Carolina, and so I decided to move to Hollywood. So my grandmother and everybody really didn't want me to move into LA.
No,
you know,
they were afraid for you
Yes.
in the big bad city.
Yeah,
They were going to
big
get
city.
swallowed up.
Exactly. So she gave me like $2,000 in my pocket, and she figured, well, that'll be enough to get me there and get me home. So, of
She
course,
figured you would just go there and get scared and come running
exactly. So naturally, I get into LA and I check into the Beverly Hills Hotel. So I spend half my money the first, literally,
First day?
you know me. So, and this lady, as I was leaving my grandmother's driveway, had just randomly came to say goodbye, who had heard me play the piano in Aiken, and she brought these 3 pieces of old sheet music, and she said, "You're going to need this." And I'm like, well, okay. So I put it in the front seat. So when I got,
What was it?
it was some old sheet music. I'll get to that.
Okay.
And so when I checked into the Beverly Hills Hotel, I told them I needed a piano to practice in the morning, because it had been a week since I played anything. And they were like, well, okay. So that morning they put me in the ballroom downstairs. So I had like 4 hours left to check out of the hotel. And I'm like, oh, what's going to happen to me, you know? And so I brought the sheet music up that was in the car that the lady had given me, and it was from the 1933. And it was sitting on the piano, and I was playing, and all of a sudden this man walks into the ballroom, and he had this white suit on, and you could just tell he was somebody, you know, just by the way he walked. And he came up to the piano, and he was like, young man, your music's really beautiful. And I was like, well, thank you. And I said, I just moved here from South Carolina. I've been here 12 hours now. And
Fresh off the boat.
Yeah, and he said, well, I'm Buddy Rogers, and they're going to honor me today at the hotel with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I would love for you to play.
Did you know who Buddy Rogers was?
I kind of knew the name, but then I looked down on the piano where the sheet music was, and lo and behold, there was Buddy Rogers. So he saw it.
How serendipitous.
I know, and he had like a tear in his eye, and he said, you know, and he started telling me who he was, that he was in the movie that won the first Oscar for the movie Wings, was married to Mary Pickford, and they had lived in Pickfair, and sort of like the royalty of Hollywood, you know, so it was very amazing. So I played that day, and then Buddy sort of like took me under his wing, and got me a little apartment in the flats of Beverly Hills, and got me a job on.
Really, what was your first job here?
I was playing the piano at this bar called Veritas. It was on Sunset Boulevard, right at the edge of West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. And I remember seeing it as I was driving in to find the Beverly Hills Hotel the first night I was driving, you know, and it said, this is I was so funny from South Carolina, I didn't know what open mic meant. So it said open mic at the piano bar. I thought, what an odd name for a piano player. You know, I had no idea what it meant. You
That's
know?
pretty funny.
And so I said, dear God, please don't let me play in a place like that. And the next day, that's where I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was a very blessing to have Buddy be there at the beginning of my career, and I played a lot at Pickfair, and just kind of things rolled from there.
And what happened to Buddy Rogers?
He passed away. But it was such an honor to be at Pickfair, because back in Hollywood in the golden days, if you had been brought to Pickfair, it meant you had made it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you've been to Pickfair?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you've already made it.
I don't know about that yet, but.
So what are your plans for the future, Jon Vaughn?
I'm going to get these records out here. I have a rock record, a single that's going to be released in the UK that I co-produced with Danny Saber. Mm-hmm. And just get these relaxation healing records out there to like help people who are not very happy or not well. So
I understand you play with the birds. Tell us about that.
I do. I'll play the keyboard outside, and like birds will come sing with me, or they'll land on the keyboard, and
they'll land on your keyboard.
Sometimes they have, yeah. It's very odd. And then somebody sent a tape of my bird tapes to Cornell University, and they were like, "Oh, this is great," and they were using it in their ornithology department years ago. But I haven't played with the birds in a while.
You haven't played with the birds in a while?
No, not lately.
You got to play with the birds again. I'm sure they miss you.
You're funny. You remember those bird tapes? We went to Egypt.
Yeah,
we went to Egypt
that,
together.
Yeah. Played in the pyramids.
Yeah,
huh?
you carried my keyboard into the pyramid for me on your back. I don't know if you remember that. So when I went back to Egypt, I guess it was about 2 years ago, I crawled through there and I'm like, I said, oh, thank you, Desiree Rose, for bringing my keyboard through here, because I don't know how you did it.
Well, you know, I'm a mountaineer, so I'm pretty strong. But
I was realizing how much work you did. I was like, golly. That was awesome.
So you're going to play us another number?
I will.
Okay, I guess we'll take a little break now, and then we'll have you play something a little different, maybe from your rock album?
Well, no, I don't know about that right now, because that's when...
Another healing number then?
Yeah, healing. This is a healing day.
Okay, we'll play another healing day. So
okay.
All of y'all watching, if you have any sick ones, bring them around. Have them come around the TV, and we'll be back in a minute, and John Vaughn will play some more music for us. Perfect.